Hello, gorgeous people. Welcome back to the Shameless Romantic. I'm Kat, your demisexual spicy BFF, with goal to empower you with more pleasure, banish those inhibitions, uncover intense feelings, and deepen those orgasms. Today is a very special day. We have a birthday boy on set, everyone. Please say happy birthday to Brandon and a very warm welcome back, because I don't know if you guys remembered, like, this guy is ready to like lock and load in for some really powerful shit. So, and I was like thinking about it, it's been a while since you've been on. Like, I want to say it was last summer, right? Whenever you had come on. So we're going on almost a year ago.
That's wild. I think I had just moved downtown when Society opened.
Exactly.
And we did our summer podcast. I can't believe a full year.
It's so fucking crazy. Like, life flies, and I don't know if it's like it's getting faster, but it feels like it's getting faster.
It really
you know what I mean?
It really does.
So Brandon and I have an amazing message for you guys today. I wanted to share my experience. He just completely, I'm not gonna say blindsided me, but you kind of did.
I think I did.
So let's set the stage, right? So I was having a really hard day, and like, life has a way of lifing, right? Like, it kind of kicks you when you're down sometimes, and like, especially whenever you're already going through something, it likes to just kind of pile something else on. But this is just like one of those things where I want us to like consider Brandon's mantra, and he taught it to me just this past weekend, and I'm very, very grateful. I don't know, can you share it with us, Brandon, and like how you even got to it, and then we'll share the story?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for that wonderful birthday wish, and thank you for this amazing year together. Our friendship just continues to flourish and grow, and I appreciate you to the moon and back. Like, so much. Thank you. It's just been such a wonderful, wonderful journey.
Thank you.
So yeah, the mantra, I heard it from an amazing fitness instructor, actually just a few months ago. And the mantra is, I can and I will. And I kind of thought, you know, wow, I'm looking back on just even our last podcast. You know, I shared so much in depth about just the journey.
Yes.
You know, I never thought that phrase, that mantra, actually correlated into what I was already doing without me knowing.
Yeah.
When we think about just survival mode, right, the fight or flight, we just push through. But sometimes that's not always what we need to do. We still need to conquer and move forward, right, to overcome everything and anything because we're strong.
Yes.
But the mind shift of I can and I will versus I have to survive, it's two different, like, strong energies. And I want that positive energy that's moving me forward, so that I can and I will. It just has such an easy, calming approach in my body, and that's where I'm moving forward in life. Is, do I feel calm? Is that bringing me peace? And I can and I will.
Yes.
Is
absolutely
serendipity. It is just pure joy.
So, okay, now I'm going to share this whole story with you guys. Like I said, I wasn't blindsided, but I was kind of blindsided. I was having this really rough day, and Brandon was like, hey, why don't you come over to my apartment place? You know, Society Orlando has so many awesome events, and I feel like if it's not networking, it's fitness. And if it's not networking and fitness, it's just like getting to know your neighbors. Like, it's just very good on holding really powerful events. And this happened to be one where it was fitness related. He told me it was a yoga event. Okay, let me preface this right now. I show up in like normal yoga gear, which is like yoga pants, right? And like a normal kind of like little crop top thing that's like fitness related. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to zen out today. I don't want to stress. Bitch, no. It was not a fucking yoga event. Like, it was a boot camp event.
Full body.
Full body.
Non-stop.
In the sun.
like the hottest time of the day.
Literally, Florida was like kicking my ass. Like she was just like, oh, you want to release some shit today? Well, you're gonna sweat it out, girl. Like that was exactly where it took me that day. So the instructor, you know, you kind of already alluded to her. She's awesome. Her name's Carolina, and she is an ambassador for Lululemon. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lululemon. Yes, it might seem all calm and zen and beauty, fashion-ish, you know, but they know how to freaking throw down.
Oh, they do. And it started as a yoga company, and it's now turned into, I mean, this mecca of just fitness in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you think Lulu, you're like, we're just gonna go and just have a fun, chill moment.
Yeah.
And it is entirely different. That I can and I will
Yes.
is exactly what we did.
100%. And Carol literally was like flexing that the whole time. I think that, you know, there was probably a total of like 5 rest times where she was just like, okay guys, get some water or whatever. But I literally, every single rest time, I'm looking over at Brandon, I'm like, can I? Will I? Like, I don't know, because she's sitting here reminding us, and Brandon's over here looking at me like, I can and I will, girl. Like, we're gonna do this.
We're gonna do this.
Yes, and we did. I'm not gonna lie, we did through all of the like ab workout, crunches, squats, lunges, burpees. Like literally, this was a fucking serious boot camp. But by the time I was done, that she was like, okay guys, that was it. Good job. You did great today. I was over here like, I did that. You know, like I was so in disbelief because she just kind of kept saying like, okay, like we're going to do 2 more sets. We're going to do 1 more set. And even though it was just like, she was saying like, we have more to go. I was like, oh my God, can I do this? Like, I was questioning my life. Yeah,
and she makes it sound like it's so easy, right?
Yeah,
like here we are dying. She's like, all right, guys, we're just gonna do 1 more round of 5. And we're gonna do 10 burpees, but you guys got this. This is our last exercise, and it's never the last.
No,
like
it's never the last.
Bitch,
Bitch, like I love her. I'm so obsessed with her. But in the moment, you're like, I want to kick you in the face.
Yeah, I'm like, I've told her so many times. Every time I've taken her class, I'm like, my entire body is sore from head to toe for like days later.
Yes,
I have activated every muscle, every tendon, like everything in my body has been like touched by this woman, okay? And you feel so alive. It's just, I don't think there's any other workout that I've ever done. I mean, and I love my power yoga, right? And that is a full body workout, but the way that she just comes at you with such strength and motivation, like you feel like you want to accomplish the entire workout. You're like, no, I don't want to be the one that like gives up or sits out. You're like, oh no, I gotta make it, because the cool thing about her is she's also a therapist as well.
Nice.
And I think that's what brings such an energy to her, is the fact that it's not just about the knowledge of the anatomy of the body and how to acquire strength, but it's also acquiring the mind.
Yes.
And the way, like I think you said earlier too, about just how she talks to us, that it's just 1 more exercise. Like it's so easy. Why not just keep going?
Yeah.
And when you have that approach during the workout, it makes you feel as if I can and I will, because it's that easy. You're like, it's just this present moment. Like I'll be done in 5 minutes. So why can't I power through for 5 minutes out of my entire existence of today?
Yes.
I got 5 minutes. I can give it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that's not spoken about enough. You know, like life is hard. Relationships are hard. Friendships are hard. Like everything is going to be hard because it requires some level of like effort and commitment on your behalf. But you can do hard things. You know, you can do hard shit. Like I want us to all be on this mindset of like, yes, I recognize it's hard, and like I respect that it's hard and it's gonna be taking effort out of me, but nothing comes easy that's worth it. You know, there's so many sayings about that, whether it's like just general life. They say that about even dating, like about when you talk about females, like guys, I've heard the saying of like, oh, if she's worth it, she won't be easy, but if she's easy, she's not worth it. You know, there's so many things that this is applicable to, that like we just need to be aware it's going to require work. you know?
Yeah, it really does.
It's gonna require work.
And I think, especially in today's time right now with social media and everything being so easy.
Yes.
That we need to remember it is okay to have, you know, the slow and steady wins the race.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just about the quick, tangible, like I have it, I want it, the dopamine rush.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel that that's what I'm getting out of these workouts and out of yoga and just even meditation. Is just reminding myself that it is okay to be in the present moment and be still. Actually, I know this is a little sidetrack. Well, it's not sidetrack. We're talking about health and wellness of everything. But I was listening to a podcast the other day.
Yeah.
And the lady had said, she was talking about trauma.
Okay.
And she said, it's always going to be there, but I don't show it, right? I'm in the present moment, even though chaos around me is happening, or maybe I want this, or maybe I need this, or whatever thoughts are floating through our mind. But she says, I carry it like a money purse in my bag. She said, I tuck it away. It's there whenever I want it. I can pull it out. I can have whatever I want. It's easy.
Right.
But I keep it in there. I know it's there, but I'm building the energy around the present moment, and I'm in this moment only.
Right.
I'm not letting anything else kind of get me.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of a really cool phrase because I never really thought about that before. I've always been someone, as an Aries, I always see the finish line before everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm eager to get there. And with working out and with being in the present moment, it's really made me slow down and reflect. But again, it's going back to that calm space, right? Absolutely. We're so anxious in life all the time with stress and anxiety and just even depression can be like anxious, you know?
Yeah,
and when you're like, I feel like I'm a couch potato because I'm so numb, but inside I'm raging. Yeah. And finding that balance and that calmness, I don't know if a lot of people can find, but I think we're in a phase right now, especially I think in 2025, 5 years after COVID, the world wants to heal. And we're healing in ways that we have never healed before. Right. And it is through working out, saying I can and I will, and being in the present moment with people who are aligned equally to what your main focus is.
Exactly. And, you know, in terms of that too, like the next step that I wanted to talk about, like in this whole experience of getting my ass kicked at a boot camp yoga event.
I promise I'll tell you next time, okay?
Okay. But like, I want to like speak on the fact that the next thing that happened, it was like a cool down event. You know, there was other vendors there who had like recovery stuff. They had like these compression leg. What are they called?
Yeah,
I mean, is it just leg compression?
It was a leg compression where they like zip it up all the way up to your like hip.
Yeah.
And then it compresses the blood flow. So it creates the circulation for a speedy recovery. Yeah. And honestly, we had talked about this where I said, I felt the first time I worked out with her and I didn't have that, my legs were so sore, like even longer in the time duration. But with those leg compressions, I only felt like a couple of days of, you know, discomfort, right? Of the, oh shit, I did have a good workout. Yes. But right away, I didn't feel like the stiffness or the tightness that the muscles want to place upon us. I felt really light. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then after that, to make things even more intense, Brandon's like, oh, so they also have a cold plunge. Do you want to do a cold plunge with me? I was like, oh my God, I've never been like so out of my element in like a singular like moment like that. But I was like, fuck it. We're already here. We already did the hard shit. Let me just put one more thing on. Like maybe Caro's words were just kind of echoing in my head. Like, oh, we just got one more thing to do. We just have one more thing to do.
That's it.
And I was just like, you know what? Like I know that it's like a tough thing, but I'm going to do it. And it's funny because like I had also never done a cold plunge. I had done cryotherapy like in the big machine, which was like different. And I don't know. I almost feel like that was easier. I don't know why, but it was. But in the cold plunge, bruh. Like, I literally was, like, questioning my whole life at that point because I was like, oh my God, what did Brady get me into today? Like, I was just so, like, just this is me leading up to it, right?
We're still
like,
friends, though, by the way, okay? So
yeah,
we
no,
know
we're
that
still
I did
best
the right
friends.
thing.
He did. It was
I thought she was going to hate me, but...
No, 100% that was what I needed. That's literally what I needed. And I even told you that. Like, the day of, I was like, I needed this.
Honestly, I feel like I was able to be a first for you in something. And as your gay friend, I'm actually kind of excited that I got to take your virginity away of something.
I know. That hasn't happened in so long. I'm like, wow. Is this what it feels like to be born again? Like,
You're welcome.
born again virgin? So it was just like the most empowering thing because I'm here with my best friend. I'm like sitting here, like we even like didn't even go all the way down the water until we were like holding hands. And I'm like, he's like, are you ready? He's like, you ready. You gotta tell me when you're ready. And I was like, okay. And I'm just like sitting here like frozen for a minute just because our legs are in it. It's like we had just stepped in. I'm like,
we were like knee deep about, I would say, because it was like when we submerged, we fully went into the shoulders.
Yes.
But yeah, we were about knee deep. But honestly, I just followed your lead because I wanted to make sure that the cold plunge, right? It's all about comfort. We are completely eliminating that, the fight or flight mode, the trauma response. Yes. And that ice plunge, we want to go into that panic moment immediately. You say like, I can't do this shit. Like this is too fucking hard. What do you want me to do? Right? Like we can't even take a cold shower. How many people can just turn the water on and step into a shower? We went into like freezing cold water.
Yes.
But the way that you did it, you've got to give yourself so much credit for because it was such power. I remember my first time, I mean, I was like screaming and yelling. I'm like, oh my God. Like I was in Tulum at a yoga retreat and I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like this is crazy. Like who wants to do this shit? And you took it with such power. Like it was like a super power. You really did. Like
I wish you guys could see my face. Maybe I'll post it here.
You should add that into this clip because it was such a beautiful thing, everyone. Honestly, like she said, we were holding hands, we got in together. I was like, don't worry. Like doing this with someone is so important because it's an energy exchange. Like I really do. I feel like we had a first time together. Like it was power, right?
Yes.
And when you looked at me, I was like, you let me know when. I'm ready to go whenever you are. And I gave you the full control.
Yes.
And I was the submissive one in that moment, okay? I let you be the dominant powerhouse and you took control and you counted down 3, 2, 1. We submerged. And what were your thoughts on that afterwards?
I feel like in that moment, it was like just a calm like washed over me. Yes, there's that initial shock and you will see it on my face. Honestly, I was thinking about it when I watch it later. I was like, that almost looks like an O face. But I was like, oh shit, okay, all right, calm down. And like Brandon's looking at me, he's like, all right, just breathe, Kat. And I'm like, like I'm like breathing but like struggling very clearly to even catch my breath at this moment. And then I was like, okay, Kat, just remember your meditation stuff. Deep breaths. So I'm like slowly trying to like get deeper breaths. And the cold, like it wants to take it from you. Like it literally wants to steal your breath away. And it was just kind of like a moment of like, no, I'm powerful, more powerful than this. You know what I mean? And it's such a good reflection of life too. Like when life is getting hard and shit's trying to take your breath away and you're just like, holy fuck, can I do this right now? You just have to like assure yourself that it is in your mind. And like, you know, Carl and everybody was trying to say, like, that is your biggest muscle. Like we can work out everything else, but the mind is the biggest muscle that you have to like train at the end of the day because it's behind everything you're doing. And we are
our biggest villain.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And that's why the mind is our most powerful tool. Like when we think about bullies, we're our own bully. And the minute we can eliminate that and say like, I surrender to all of that, it's power.
Yes, 100%. And like, that's also like part of the reason why I just felt so like called to share with you guys today, because it's like when life gets fucking hard, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Life is going to fucking test you. Whether it's, you know, in like a relationship, financially, work, like literally anything, you're going to get tried and you're going to get triggered. That's also the thing. Like, it's going to be like, oh, I just want to resort back to like my old ways of like, this is comfortable, this is safe. But we have to remember that that's not where growth happens. That is not it. Like, you have to be able to push boundaries.
Yeah, the uncomfortable moments are the most powerful moments.
Yes, exactly. Because, like, literally, yes, when I was in that fucking cold plunge, I was like, will I die of hypothermia? Maybe. But I was like, I know Brandon wouldn't steer me wrong, first of all. Never. And I was like, just telling myself, like, I can do this. Like, I can do this. And I shocked myself because I was like trying not to even think about time. I was like not thinking about it, not asking anybody. I was like, don't tell me. For?
You want to tell the audience?
Yes, we made it for 10 minutes.
10 fucking minutes.
10 minutes. My first time 10 minutes. And I was like, I cannot believe I just did that. Like, I was so in shock and like proud. And I was like, yeah, I was freezing. And like my mind was just so kind of like, can I do this? But there was beauty in that moment of like, I can keep pushing. And the like silence, silence that also happens at the same time, because I was so present. I was so in my body. I was just like, damn, this is what I think all of us need to experience at some point in our lives. And again, that's why I was like, Brandon, we need to talk about this one. We need to, because more people need to know how beautiful this is. And physically, yes, you have those benefits of like, you know, helping with your blood pressure, maintaining like a healthy circulation. It also helps to
restarts the nervous system.
Yes.
Gets you out of the fight or flight.
Exactly. And I think that also was something I was kind of like battling at the day because I was like so stressed out. Like I was not present, and I was so like, my body, I just felt like was anxious and like high strung. I don't know if anybody has ever felt that way, but it's like you feel like your whole body's just like tight. Like you just like almost frozen.
Like you're trying to catch your breath and you can't. You're like, I know I'm fucking breathing, but why am I not getting enough?
Yes.
And you know, for the audience, we're friends, right? But not always do friends tell you every single minute of their day. And I had no idea that you were just having a rough morning, right? Yeah. I just was like, yo, come on, like let's do this, let's have some fun. And as the champ that you are and the supporter of a friend that you are, you showed up. And then when you got there, you just kind of quickly said like, oh my God, it's, you know, I'm so happy to just be with you right now. Like, just give me a hug. I just had a rough day. And I'm like, damn, I'm so sorry, you know, like, but I'm glad that I'm here for you. Let's have some fun. Right? And, you know, we took that moment together and started the workout. And when we did that cold plunge, the stillness, the silence that I got to see from you, again, when I say like it's a superpower, like you really shine so bright. And I saw from like the moment you got there, where it almost was as if like you showed up as if you were trying to beat the clock for school, like your first class period. Like you were like, you know, like you were like, right, you're like, I'm here, but I don't know. And then by the end of it, there was such an ease and calming spirit to you, and to see that full transition from the workout, from the I can and I will, from releasing the nervous system, the fight or flight of what you were going through, and then going into the cold plunge and surrendering. Yes, and that's been our word. That's been our word, like, for this year, is surrender. And I 100% credit that to you, because you were just like, that's something I'm trying to learn. And I was like, you know what? I need to learn how to do that too. Because it is. There is so much power in it. And it's not easy to do. Like, you think surrendering, right? Like, and that comes in so many forms. Yeah. Surrender to just the bullshit around you and say it's not going to get me. Yeah. To surrender to work shit or, you know, tough relationship moments, to surrender to your family maybe thinking politically different than you do, and still learning to love and appreciate them. I know that that's a big struggle for me. We talked about that on the last podcast. surrendering to the fact that maybe we don't have the lifestyle that we want, the money that we want, or the comfort level that we need, or just whatever it may be. Surrendering is so important to the vital of existence.
Yeah.
And as we navigate through this, I'm grateful that you want to surrender with me, because I know that I want a team of people around me that want to grow.
Yeah.
I used to surround myself with, I thought were the right people because they were fun, they wanted to party, they looked good on social media, we were friends for just a long time, so it just was built in.
Yeah.
And again, surrendering to just whatever life has for me. I've let go of a lot of people in my life. I've met a lot of new people in my life. I've shifted just what I need and what I want, but it's only by that one word.
Yes.
And it's so crazy that one word can completely change the way that we view life.
Yes, 100%. And I really like too that we touched on this topic, because as we're playing around, game planning, what we want to talk about, I feel like certain things, like, we don't always think about it in the moment, but then I love that even though I planned for a podcast and we talked about what we want to discuss today, I never bullet pointed out and try to structure it, because there is beauty in surrendering to just letting the conversation flow naturally and see where it goes. And for me personally, I think all those things you mentioned, that is 100% things that I also need to work on. But an additional one I can think of is just surrendering to the fact that I don't have it all figured out. I don't need to plan every single thing out. And I need to surrender and let the universe work. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's the universe is the one that is really bringing all these opportunities and these people and these places to us. We just have to be able to let it work. We can't we could plan a social hour or networking event or whatever, but believe it or not, we might meet somebody at a fucking rave that's gonna change our lives. And that's how we met. That is how we met.
And I'm so grateful. In a loud club, we had probably about a half-hour conversation.
Yes.
And I knew it was love at first sight.
Yes. I was oh my God, I feel I just vibe with him so much, and I love his presence. And it's I go to networking events for work or whatever, just to go out and meet people. But it's crazy because if I had just said it's just another rave event that my friends are going to, it's fine. But I was you know what? Let me just go. Sometimes it's I just want to try to say yes more often.
Yes.
Because the universe is bringing this to my feet for a reason.
Why limit
would
yourself?
Yes, it's coming to your doorstep. This is an opportunity knocking on your door. And you're are you going to answer? Or are you just going to stay in your little cocoon?
Yes,
because it's easy to do.
It really is. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I want to make this year a yes year.
Yes.
It's plus 2025 is shedding. It's the snake.
It's the year of the
shedding,
snake.
Right?
Literally, I don't know if you guys saw it.
I love this.
Snake tattoo.
And by the way, it's a beautiful tattoo. It's gorgeous. But it is. It's I'm realizing that why we live in trauma or discomfort is because we are doing it to ourselves, right? Every action has a reaction. It's kinetic potential energy, right? And we do it. We play the victim card so often, but with that shedding of the snake, I want to say yes to so many things because the universe only gives it to us one time.
Yep.
It may then be another path then that it will represent something else to us when we have the choice to take it or not. But each pathway and each journey, we are the navigator of that. And if we say no to something, we could be missing out on such a beautiful journey.
Yes.
And I know that with my fear and just stress and trials and tribulations of the past 8 years, I went through a hard journey. I said no to a lot of things because I was scared. I was living in fear. I was in chronic physical pain. I was dealing with health issues. So I was afraid of everything. I was afraid to trust. I was afraid to surrender. I was afraid to let go. I was afraid to welcome the new because I did not want anything else bad to happen to me. And how crazy, because again, as an Aries, I see that finish line, right? So I was not even starting the race.
But you were already paralyzed in fear because you were thinking the what ifs.
I was like, what if the ground caves in?
Right.
What if an earthquake happens? I didn't want to go down that pathway. And to let the surrendering happen is what's going to continue to move us forward. And it's just such a beautiful thing.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And, you know, I want to type this in also for like all my sexy besties. Like, this literally is an invitation for you to be able to be like, I can surrender. I can try a little bit of like power play. I can try something new with my partner. Like, this episode also, I just wanted to tie into like empowering ourselves not only in life, but in the bedroom. You know, you have to ask for what you want. And sometimes, you know, your partner's going to bring something, I would like to try this. You know, I invite you to be open to doing that.
To surrender.
Surrendering to
but
it.
in a comfort level, right?
Yes,
because you
of course.
do trust that person. And what a beautiful surrendering.
Right. It builds intimacy.
It does.
That's what I want people to know. Like, yes, something might sound scary. Like, I don't know, there's some people that I have literally talked about anal and they're like, oh my God, I could never. Like, they just freak out.
It's
and
fun.
I'm like, it's fun. It's fun. There is a whole like little fun enjoyment pleasure center that is in there that I want more people to invite in. You know what I mean? Just let yourself be surrendering to it.
Yeah, try the ice bath. I think, you know, when you're talking about surrendering when it comes to pleasure and intimacy, right? The number one blockage is the anxiety, the depression, the stress. All appear in our head, right? The strongest muscle that we're using day to day. Yeah. And being in that present moment allows you to feel so relaxed, and you do connect with yourself in such a deeper way that you realize my body is a temple. My body is so beautiful. My body is strong. It's power. It's sexy. And when you get to then let go of that toxic, negative energy that the body holds on to, and you feel one and at peace with yourself, pleasure takes you to a whole nother level.
It does. And it's healing. It
really
healing.
is.
Like, orgasmic energy is the highest energy you can achieve in this like whole energy sphere. Yes, love is right up there next to it, but like literally orgasmic energy is healing. There's a reason that there is a whole thing in the witchy world about sex magic. Like, there is so much potential that you can channel that energy directly to what you want. And I have to say, I have used this in my own benefit a time or two. Yes.
What have you gotten out of it?
A time or two. So, most recently, I don't want to throw too much out there, but it's like I'm trying to make moves.
I'm like, tell me all the juicy details on camera.
I've been making some moves in terms of like where my boyfriend and I are going to be living. So there's some really big excitement there. I have used that to my own gain, the orgasmic potential to find a new location where we're going to be living and manifest a new house. And then, I mean, he doesn't know it, but my boyfriend's job. Like, it doesn't have to be for you. Like, it could be for someone else. But literally, like, I remember, like, one night, I was just like, we were in bed and, like, I say the most off the wall shit. Like, literally, I talk the whole time. Whether that's, like, real nasty or just talking shit.
Listen,
like,
bed talk comes in many forms,
yes,
okay?
Exactly. Like, just find your own bedroom talk. But I swear to God, I manifested for my boyfriend to get this new job because he was, like, he was so stressed out and he was at a dead-end kind of place because he's in the legal world and there was just like a field of law where it's basically going away from recent tort reform. But he was like stressed out. He's like, I'm not where I want to be. I know I'm not making the money I want to make. Like, I'm just trying to do something where I really feel like I'm making a difference and utilizing myself to my biggest potential. And I was like, yeah, baby, talk to me more about that. And then we just happened to go into the bedroom. We're just like having some fun, sexy time. And I was like, babe, you're gonna be literally doing something that you love very soon. And it's not just doing me. Like, I can tell, I can feel it. It's going to happen for you. Like, we're gonna have this beautiful life together. And then I just started asking him about like our future. So I was like, so where are we gonna travel? Where are we gonna take trips to? What are we doing? And like, literally, this is like all when we're fucking.
I love this.
You know what I mean? Like, I just talk to talk sometimes. And then like, I don't know, it was just kind of like I could feel my orgasm building. And I was like, okay, babe, like, I want this for you so badly. I was like, and I want you to give me an orgasm so badly. Like, let's bring this magic into existence.
Wow.
And then as soon as I had that orgasm, it was like different. It was a different one. Like, it was deeper, and it was like, it almost felt like it kind of was like channeling energy or something. I can't really describe it. But it was just like, I felt like a vessel. I know that's weird to say, and I literally don't know how to describe it.
No, but it really
is.
It's
an energy feeling.
It
like
is.
I was like, I felt like I was just like giving something.
That's the life force inside of you. You know, they teach us this in yoga, that we are the light inside. We get to choose how we show this to the world.
Exactly. And I think that's mine.
I love that. You know, I've never even thought about it that way. But like, when you were explaining that, I'm thinking back in my head, you know, between different partners that I've had, and maybe that energy exchange that I've also experienced, but never even thought about it being that way, and how that can navigate a new job or a new home, or just
100%.
Just whatever, adopting a pet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Literally.
whatever it may be, but like, there is a lot of talk and conversation that goes into that surrendering and that intimacy.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. I'm going to have to remember that now the next time that I have a nice intimate moment.
Please do. Please do. And I think we're ready for you to
surrender to a sugar daddy.
Yeah,
to,
literally.
Better
Get a
life,
yacht
to
somewhere.
A yacht.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I surrender to it.
It is. It's gotta happen. Just like think about it so hard, especially whenever you're having your like solo playtime.
Yeah.
And just like envision it in your brain. Like imagine every like sense that you have, engaging it in that moment.
Okay.
Like, what does that future smell like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it taste? What kind of foods are you going to be having there? Like, just think like you are in that moment.
Because
Put
it's all
yourself
pleasure.
there.
Pleasure for pleasure.
Yes.
It is the aligning balance.
Yes. Do it. And I swear to God, magical shit will happen.
All right.
I swear to God.
Challenge accepted.
Well, I hope that you guys gained some good life experience. I hope you kind of picked up what we were putting down, because it's like, I just felt so called to share it. And I was like, what better way than to share it with Brandon, who was literally there with me, side by side, seeing this whole thing unfold. And I want this for you guys. So my invitation for you is to try a cold plunge, first of all.
Yeah.
Try a cold plunge, because it is so quieting for my mind. I felt so present. Like, it's something that I think everybody could use for any point in their life. It's going to benefit you. And for two, I want you to invite hard shit to happen and know that you can overcome it.
I can and I will.
I can and I will. Like, tell yourself that whatever you're going through, I know life will test you, bestie, but like, try to just say it in your mind. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can do hard shit and I will do hard shit. And you will make it happen. And then the third thing I want to invite you to do is try something new in the bedroom. It will spice things up already. Like, that is the number one thing. But two, it's going to deepen the intimacy that you have with your partner. Just come to them one day and be like, babe, I want to try something new. Whether that's tying you up, whether that's trying to get a new toy at the store for us to play with for each other.
Chew a few ice cubes before you go down.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about cold plunges.
Yes.
You know, experiences, sensory journey.
Yes. Love the sensory journeys. All ways that you can even think about that, really. There's no bad way to invite that in. And just tell me how you feel. Like, I love when you guys reach out. Like, I can't explain how much joy it brings me when people tell me something that they heard in my podcast gave them the courage to do something or try something or have that hard talk with their partner. That is the fruit of like what I do. That is the what's the word? That is the labor, the fruit of my labors.
Yeah, the fruit of my labors.
Yeah, that is it. That is why I do what I do. Like, you guys make my life so amazing, and I'm grateful. So I want to continue bringing like these challenges, these stories, these different messages to you guys, because I feel like it's literally our relationship. Like, you're my sexy bestie. I was talking to some people on Instagram. I'm kind of thinking about the idea of being like, oh, like, you guys are my sex kittens. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's fun.
I love it.
Keeping it fresh.
You always gotta change it up, you know?
Yeah,
Keep us on our feet.
Exactly.
You know, I was thinking when you were saying to try different things, you know, especially to be intimate, you know, going back to the cold plunge before we end this, you know, if you don't know anywhere where you can go and experience a cold plunge, you know, at an event or wherever, a workout facility, just do it in your tub.
Yeah.
You know, do this between you and your partner. Fill the bath up with some cold water, get a few ice bags at the 7-Eleven next door, and have that moment together. Because I also will say, you know, not only just being such great friends, that was still an intimate moment, whether it was a partnership or not. We are still a partnership as friendship, but between a couple, to sit in your tub, in your home, you know, doing a 5 or 10 minute cold plunge, looking each other in the eyes and having that experience can be such power. You want to talk about the amazing sex you would probably have after that cold plunge to warm yourself right back up. Let me tell you, that would be some invigorating shit right there, okay?
Absolutely. That's a beautiful point. So, see, it's as easy as bringing it into your own home.
Yeah.
And you can start with just, you know, a couple minutes. But, like, just have your partner right there next to you talking positive things into you. Like, baby, I'm so proud of you. Look at you. Just keep breathing. Like, literally, that's just like a dom and sub moment. It
really is.
It is.
You were the dominant one. I was submissive. I followed your lead, and that is power.
Yes, exactly. So I hope you guys gained some really amazing tidbits of knowledge today, because, like I said, you guys are why I do what I do, and I'm so passionate about it, and I love being able to serve you guys and bring amazing people like Brandon on the show. And again, let's wish him a very happy birthday. Like,
thank you, everyone. Thank you,
so thank you again, and tell them where they can find you, Brandon, because that's always important.
Oh, absolutely. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok with Brandon Bergler, Bergler. And thank you so very much for having me on your podcast once again. I love this experience to share, and I feel that every time we have a new experience, it just gets better and better.
Oh, likewise. So tell us what you guys learned. Slide in Brandon's DMs. You're always welcome in my DMs as well. And that's pretty much all that we had for today, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on, trusting me to be your spicy BFF, and you are always welcome to be my little sex kittens, whether you agree with it or not. And I'm just super grateful that you trust me to be your spicy BFF in general, and that you're taking those steps towards bettering your love, romance, and sex life, and just your life in general. You feel me? So don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. And as always, stay nasty but classy. Until next time.
Bye.